Welcome back, everybody. Rock Crusher Disassembly continues. I've been busy removing the top lock wedge for the movable jaw plate. Oh, look at that. First off, that one was bent. Oh boy, paying off already. Crushed rock. Backing off the side wedge bolts for the cheek plates. And prepping the top bracket for removal. Now we'll pull the cheek plates. They should come straight up. Now the main jaw plates. Get our lifting ring put in. Boy, am I glad they left that bolt in there to protect those threads. Okay, that went well. I've noticed a few things that are starting to make sense now. So we have 3 steel plates that they had positioned behind the movable jaw, and they just hook on that bottom ledge down there just like the main jaw did. These look to be about 1/4-inch steel, and they were using them as spacers, okay, to actually get that movable jaw further out, which closes the gap at the bottom. Now this crusher, there we are, this crusher has it would be 18-inch wide by 11-inch deep upper jaw opening. So that's roughly the size of rocks that could go in here, and it's supposed to have a maximum crush factor down to 2 inches, or 2-inch would be the minimum size that you could attain with this out the bottom under factory calibration. But I noticed when I had rolled the eccentric up to try to get that cap off and we moved the jaw forward, that the 2 jaw plates were virtually touching each other at the bottom. And that makes sense because I know for a fact this came out of a gravel plant and they were running gravel with rock, so they would have needed as small of a crush size as possible for good road gravel. Also, what they've done, so we've got our main lever plate here that'll move like this. We have this U-shaped seat with what I call, we'll just call it a dog bone link. It's not really a dog bone link, but it's kind of shaped like one that goes between. And we have another U-shaped seat on this side. Both the seats also have pieces of steel stacked beneath them to further move the main lever and the jaw away from each other, which closes that bottom opening up even more. So that's all adjustable. We can leave pieces like that in, redo them, take them out. That's just how you change your crush size. But like I said, very simple the way those jaws go in. The movable one just rests on this ledge right here that's holding all the debris. The non-movable rests on this puck here and that one over here. And then we have the wedges that lock them in on top here and here. And you also get a better view at the cheek plate wedge strips. And they basically have what is like a plow bolt that goes through and secures that strip, and it's just tapered on the edge. That's how everything just wedges in. Simple as that. So what I want to do now is see if I can pry the jaw lever forward and get the link out. And I would rather not have my hand in there if I can help it, because if you get it between these 2 objects, you're probably not going to get it back. So use my safety vice grips to grab onto that. Hopefully that's enough to pull it out. And it should be easier to pry now, just with the bar, now that we've taken all that jaw weight out. So find a good purchase here. Yeah, that isn't too bad. Get it where I can get a good hook. Yeah, there we go. Get that piece right out of there. Good. Now for the seats, this one will come out less of a danger zone now because the jaw is resting against the lever. Nothing can come together any further than what it is. And that one's loose. There we go. Let's see what they have in here for shims. Looks like a hodgepodge of whatever would fit. Okay. Yeah, okay. Rough torched. Some square holes in it from something. And just rough torched on both of those. Yep, whatever would fit. pulling the caps for the main jaw shaft now. Get this one off now. The poor condition of those studs didn't help us any, plus there was a lot of rust down around there, but I see someone's already been into this. They've punched this one with 3 punches and 3 right here, so that saves us the trouble. The other one they've already punched with a number 4 too. This cap has this large set screw in it because this is what holds the main shaft from turning. The shaft is stationary and the jaw just pivots on it. So I'm just going to start that back in so we don't lose it. There we are. This one's coming loose pretty easy. Yeah, there we go. Oh, come on. Get over those nasty studs. There we are. Here's our 4 stamp right there, matching on the frame. Plenty of rust in there, plenty of grime. You can see where the shaft is moved on that large set screw a few times, but that can all be cleaned up. Okay, we are getting set up to remove the main jaw. Lifting rings on both sides. We can anchor at 4 points, pick it out of there. So here's a better look at the jaw. It's big. So that means all that we have left on top of the eccentric is the lever and the top roller. And we want to get the top roller out in order to pull the eccentric a lot easier. And because we have everything else out ahead of the lever now, we can raise the lever up as high as we want to go. There's nothing at the front of it that it's going to want to push on and bottom out. So we have a large opening right here, another one on the other side. I think we're going to anchor off to those with some attaching rings, lift it up, and probably chain it off to the top cap studs up there on top of the frame. Then we can get under here with the forks and pick that top roller right off, and we'll finally be wide open for when we need to pull that eccentric. All right, chained off to the lever. He's just going to do an easy lift. I'll direct him. Hold up. Okay, I think our chain is picking... Keep your bar under control, man. I think our chain is picking the top roller up with it. A little more. Okay. There, it's coming. There, it just came out of there. Okay, you know what I think it was? We've got a bit of a lip on each side of the roller here.
Okay.
I think it was pulling super dried grease out with it. Oh. That's what was holding it in.
Is she down now?
It's down now. Yeah, we're out of the lever. Okay, we're hooked up on top. Let her down. Okay, slack here. Looking good. He can get clear. Our chain here is holding the lever up, and top roller's completely exposed, ready to pick right out. Okay, you're under it. Pick it up just a little bit. Don't curl it, just load her up. Okay. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're clear. Well, everyone, we're at the end of another day, and could anyone please explain to me how these pieces managed to look even bigger once they're taken out? So much material in this machine, but then again, it is built for leverage. I'm liking the condition of the babbitt on the bottom side of the lever up here, and yeah, you look at the mechanical advantage it's built into this machine. You know, huge, heavy, thick frame. Here's the eccentric, which has, well, that much wobble to it. So we're only moving the lever about that much up here, and then it goes all the way down to the bottom of the frame and pivots on this humongous shaft. So we're moving that upper section, yeah, that far. By the time it gets down here where it actually does this, it's probably only moving that far. But massive, massive hub, massive framework, and it really becomes evident how solidly these are constructed. Sorry. Once you start getting them apart, it's a big cavernous frame. So, all right, tomorrow, finally, we'll work back around to that stuck key where we started this whole adventure. All the supplies are due in, so next time, that's what we will work on. Get that key out of there one way or another, whether we have to pull or drill. Flywheel off. We are primed and set for taking the eccentric shaft out, and then it's just a matter of clean parts, take them to the machine shops. So, and if you can't tell by my voice, I think Baraboo, Wisconsin swap meet gave me a little parting gift to remember them by. That's all right. We'll survive. So, all right, everyone. I thank you all for watching, and I hope you're enjoying this series. I know I certainly am.
And I hope you'll tune in next time.